Welcome, everyone. My name is Mike Rizicka. I'm the president of the Greater Milwaukee Association of Realtors, and I'm joined today by Scott Bush, who's the VP of Operations. I think most of you know him through professional standards. But we wanted to do this special video to everyone, all the members today, because we've gotten a ton of calls from sellers who are complaining about agents not following directions. And when we, at the association, when we get calls from clients and sellers, it's a big deal because usually consumers don't contact us. Usually it's all agents. Of course, we always get comments from agents, but since we've gotten so many calls from actual sellers this year, this week, I wanted to have Scott on to explain what's going on. So, Scott?
Yeah, you're right, Mike. You know, seldom a day goes by, especially the past month, where we're not receiving phone calls on a daily basis, either by sellers, by listing brokers, or both, relative to the same issues and many problems that we have at showings and scheduled showings. And I know it's a tough market out there. I know there's limited inventory, which presents challenges, but some of the things that we're seeing are directives that are not being followed, specifically related to COVID. And you know, there are sellers who have told me that they've had people living in the home or they have compromised immune systems, and their instructions are very specific that anybody who enters the property, or they have a limited amount of people allowed to enter the property, they do that for their protection, and they require masks, and they require anyone in the property to wear masks. And it's not just occasionally or a once in a while thing. It scares me because it's sort of almost overt and notorious, the activities that we're seeing out there, a total disregard for the seller's directions. And what worries me the most is that this becomes a news story, that the media gets a hold of this, and it certainly makes the industry look bad. So what we're seeing are realtors who are showing up for their showings, and buyers too are affected by this as well, because some buyers are concerned about COVID. They have their masks. They expect a private showing, and they have other people who are coming out of the property that are not masked, or they're trying to crash in on their showing scheduled time, and they're not wearing masks. Agents are reporting other agents coming out of the property with their buyers who are not masked. And, you know, I know that there's different beliefs, there's different philosophies about COVID and whether masks work and they don't work. And those are, you know, we can have those conversations, but when the seller says you wear a mask in their home, you wear a mask in their home. It's that simple. And there's no need for us to open up ourselves to this kind of liability and this kind of negative press. The other thing I remind our agents is, you know, when you're in someone's property, just assume you're being recorded, because many times you are. And Ring doorbell and other security cameras have picked up conversations and videos of agents saying things like, buyers saying, well, I don't really want to wear a mask. And the agent's like, well, no one's here and it's okay. You know, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Very cavalier, very casual. And, you know, again, I don't know what else to say other than you have to adhere to the seller's specific instructions. And some of the other problems that we're seeing too, I don't know why this is on the rise so much. Maybe it's because there's so much information that buyers want to obtain with their agents when they're in a property in such a short amount of time, that I'm getting a lot of complaints from sellers saying that their wallpaper was ripped off. You know, someone wants to see how easy is this wallpaper going to come off, and you know, other things like you know, removing ceiling tiles and also you know, turning on air conditioning units to see if they work, and then leaving them on in the cold weather. You know, so we're seeing I got a call the other day. Someone had pulled back some paneling in a basement and it broke. You know, so these behaviors they really can't no longer be tolerated. And my concern here is that the media shows up at the GMAR and asks why there's so much misbehavior going on with these showings in our marketplace. And I'm especially concerned about agents that are not following the seller's directives. The other thing I'm concerned about with respect to the showings or the tight scheduled showings, and I get it because there's a lot of people that want to see the home. Concurrent with that, you have concerns about COVID and people wanting to distance from one another and so forth. So it's creating a very difficult dynamic in our marketplace. But don't send, if you're an agent, don't send buyers to properties that are, I mean, if you are told that, sorry, this day is already booked up, don't send your buyers there or show up with your buyers thinking, oh, we're just gonna sneak in. We're just gonna go in, because if a showing agent is there, that puts them in a very tough position. It upsets their buyers who are expecting a private showing. And not only that, but again, that is also against the listing broker and the seller's directives. I really think we can do better. You know, these sort of behaviors are a sign of the times, but really, this is a totally avoidable problem. And it concerns me when we're getting that amount of feedback from the public and from our agents on these bad behaviors.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Well, thanks a lot. We wanted to make this quick today just to get the word out to everyone. So the bottom line is pay attention to seller instructions, correct? And
Right.
don't piggyback on showings.
You got it. Thanks, Mike.
All right. Thanks, Scott.